War. War never changes.
Alright guys, welcome back to part 2 of my playthrough of a Brotherhood Story. Last time we met the main protagonist, David Hunter, and the main antagonist, Cliff Peterson, or Captain Cliff Peterson if you will. David told us that he felt that the Brotherhood was going off path as far as their moral compass, and that he felt it was his duty to more or less set things right for the Brotherhood. Unfortunately, his plan was foiled, or is attempting to be foiled by Captain Cliff, and he sent him to the brig. He sent him to jail. So we're going to go ahead and visit David in jail and see what else he has in store for us as far as this quest mod goes.
Oh, thank God it's you. I could really use some help here.
What happened?
Cliff Peterson is what happened. He found out about my project and managed to spin it into defying orders. Bastard's had it in for me since he rejoined the Brotherhood along with the rest of the outcasts. I know this might be a lot to ask, but could you help me get out of here?
Who is this guy?
Peterson? Nobody, basically. A bitter old man with old-fashioned views who was promoted beyond his ability to bribe him back into the ranks. We can talk about him later. I've got a plan to get out of here, but I need your help.
I'll get right on it.
Fantastic. I've got a two-stage plan to get me out of here. For starters, I just need you to find a stealth boy for me. There's bound to be one on board somewhere. Once you've got one, bring it to me and I'll fill you in on the rest of the plan.
Now, the creator of this mod, he commented on the first video I made and said that the lips were indeed supposed to be moving on the characters. He checked the coding in his mod and said that it was there for the lips to be moving, and yet they're still not.
I've got it right here.
Thank you so much. I'll take that off your hands. There's one more thing you'll have to do. I can probably pick the lock on this cage and use the stealth boy to get away. I need you to cause some kind of distraction. If you go up to the top of the main deck, you'll see a circuit breaker at one end of the deck. If you pull that, it'll sound a silent alarm telling the engineers there's a problem with the ship's propulsion. That should distract enough people for me to sneak away. After that, we can meet up somewhere and I'll answer any questions you've got. Where should we meet?
I'm from Sanctuary Hills. I'll meet you there.
Alright, Sanctuary Hills it is. I'll see you in a little while.
I didn't, as you could see, I didn't have to go out and find a stealth boy. I had several on me, so if you have stealth boys on you, that's good. You don't have to go anywhere. You could just wait for a second and then you can hand it to them. Or I guess you'll have to scour this ship if you don't have one for a stealth boy. And honestly, I don't know where one could be on the ship, so.
Attention! Halbert pilot to station Epsilon. Halbert pilot report to station Epsilon. That is all.
By Elder Max's orders, all technology should be
So he asked us to sound off a silent alarm so that he can make his escape. Pretty far away. I don't know if this silent alarm was already part of the Brotherhood base or if it was added in as far as the quest mod goes. But here it is. And when we activate it, no one seems too alarmed about it. So I don't know exactly. Like I said, it appears to just be a part of the quest mod itself, which is why no one's freaking out or anything, or no you don't see any guards like running towards the brig, which is cool. I don't mind that at all. Just gonna mosey on out of here undetected. The loading time for my game is atrocious. I believe that's because of all the mods I have, though, so just bear with me, I'm sorry.
Watch your step. Sir.
So I told him I'd meet him in Sanctuary. It's just more comfortable for me to go there. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Diamond City. It's just I feel like Sanctuary's easy to find someone if he's going to be like not right there in the main hub anyway.
You'll find what you're looking for.
Hey
I
there.
know it.
Looks like our plan worked perfectly. This is a nice little place you found. How did you find out about it? Looks like our plan worked perfectly. This is a nice little place you found. How did you find out about it?
I used to live here. Before the war.
Before the war? How is that possible? If I had to guess your age, I'd say 35 to 40. No offense.
Yeah, sort of. I was born over 200 years ago. But I was frozen or something for most of it. Just woke up a little while ago.
That's truly amazing. I've met pre-war ghouls before, but their memories were faded by time. If you were frozen, the years before the war must seem so recent to you. You have to tell me, what do you remember from before then?
Things were so great back then. The world out here? It's not even close to the one I left. Blue skies, green grass, clean streets. A nice home with a bunch of silly appliances, friendly neighbors. Not like now. Not at all.
I'm so sorry. I don't know if it's any comfort to you, but I believe the world can be better than what it is now. Everything you've lost, you can have again.
I hope so.
Things can change. I've seen places turn around. They just need a little help. Anyway, now I'm safe, I'll have time to analyse the data. It shouldn't take me any more than 24 hours to do it. You can go and do your own thing, or just sit around and wait until I'm done. After I've had a good look at the data you've got me, I should be able to finally fill you in on my project.
So he just said we have to wait 24 hours for him to analyze his data, so I just decided to go ahead and sleep. As you can see though, when choosing dialogue options with him, you know you have 4 options of course, but each one you have to think about because as in the description of the mod it said that each dialogue option that you choose has a very important impact on the ending of the mod itself. So I have to really think about what I want to say just so I can get that ending or get another ending for another mission after I guess all the quests with him are done.
Hey there.
Glad to see you back. I've sorted out the holotape data, so I'm ready to fill you in on everything and answer any questions you've got. I'm sure you know the Brotherhood aren't originally from the Commonwealth. I was recruited by what I suppose you could describe as a rogue chapter of the Brotherhood. They'd been sent east in search of technology under the leadership of then Paladin Owen Lyons. When he captured the Citadel and discovered Liberty Prime in DC, he was promoted to Elder. Over time, he began to realise how important the Brotherhood could be to the ordinary people of the Wasteland. I used to live in a place called Rivet City, but I joined up with Brotherhood. I was inspired by Lion's message of peace and safety for all.
What were you doing in the capital wasteland?
The Brotherhood, you mean? I'll get to that in a minute. At first, the Brotherhood were just trying to stem the tide of super mutants crawling all over the city ruins. Eventually things changed when a very special person showed up at our gates. Their father had been working on a project named Project Purity, which was intended to bring clean water to everyone in the wasteland.
It sounds like you were really making a difference.
We really were. It was difficult, but we changed all those people's lives. We overcame all the odds and managed to do it. We recovered something called a Gek, which we were able to use to purify the water. It was my proudest moment in the Brotherhood when we took Project Purity and later defeated the Enclave. I thought it would be the end of all the suffering in the wasteland, but I was wrong. Owen died and his daughter Sarah took over, but she died in combat shortly afterwards, and Maxon took over. There was a group of people who didn't seem to think that helping the people of the wasteland was a worthy cause. They chose to leave Lion's Brotherhood and became outcasts. Under Maxon's rule, they rejoined. Cliff Peterson was one of them. I was promoted to Paladin under Lions while he was stuck at Captain despite having served longer than me. He always resented me. I think that's why he worked so hard to get me thrown out. That brings us right up to now, and my project.
All right, tell me what it is.
I hope you're ready to hear this, because it's very ambitious. Over the past decade, the Brotherhood have been involved in 2 high-profile conflicts. One I've already told you about, Project Purity. The other one I've only heard about. Our Nevada chapter was solicited for assistance in a battle for something called Hoover Dam. My plan is to combine those 2 projects, and my iBot was scanning for suitable locations. My analysis of the data has shown that it found one. We have to travel to Boston Dam at the eastern edge of the Commonwealth. If we can get it working, we can change the lives of everyone who lives here.
Did you abandon any projects you wanted to complete?
There were a few things back in DC I had to give up, but I'm not dropping this one.
Let's get going already.
Alright. I'll be right behind you. If you want to go off on your own, I'll head back here.
So we just got another quest. It says travel to Boston Dam with David. He was explaining to us his ideas. Very ambitious indeed. He also gave us a little backstory into his upcoming with the Brotherhood and how it affected him. It kind of sounded like some of the things he was saying were from the other games in the Fallout series. I believe Fallout New Vegas in particular. I'm not sure. I'd have to probably look back into it. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool how the mod creator incorporated some of the other Fallout game storyline into this mod. This particular mod gives you a little insight, kind of pieces things together for you as to why they would be happening now. I just had to get rid of this sentry bot. I did not want this thing shooting at me or anyone while I'm trying to complete this quest. And David's just walking like a boss. Like there wasn't just a sentry bot about to obliterate us. For some odd reason, that guy was still stuck in a drowning animation. I didn't get it, but I'm just like, well, he's just gonna drown forever or something? It was at this moment I noticed that my game has started to do the invisibility glitch again, even though I wasn't invisible, but my Pip-Boy was messing up as if I was invisible, so I knew that I'd have to save and reload that save pretty soon in the playthrough. So at first I didn't see David outside. I could have sworn he was right behind me, but I guess what ended up happening is he just teleports to the quest marker or to the place, the quest objective. If I had to guess, that's what he did. But I still checked around everywhere just to be sure that I didn't leave him behind or anything. So yeah, there he is, out of nowhere, just appearing
Hey.
in the
Right,
operations
here we
room.
are. Let's head into the operations building and see if we can find out how to get this thing working.
So yeah, we see the mission statement was removed from the terminal for some odd reason. So it seems in this email to Dan from Rob that the toilets aren't working. And then Ricardo sends out an email to everyone letting them know that the chief engineer isn't going to fix the toilets and that they should do something about it. And then George looks like he sees that the email might have been sent to everyone, including the chief engineer himself. So then they all get in trouble. Alright, so I believe this is the item we were looking for, the turbo pump. And the chief looks like kept the turbo pump at his place where he was staying, near the site.
Something called a turbo pump.
A turbo pump? I've never heard of one, but if we need it, we need it. You're in charge of finding it, I'll hold down the fort here.
So it looks like we started another quest to go to the chief's place where he stayed and retrieve the turbo pump. But like I said, the glitch was happening, so I decided to reload the game and then start the quest. Um, so far this mod is looking pretty good. I know we have a little issue, like the lips not moving on the characters when they speak. But besides that, the storyline is pretty interesting. I like that the mod creator used information concerning the Brotherhood from other games to more or less clarify the reasoning for why David is doing this. So he's given reason to the mod. Um, it's looking pretty interesting right now. I'm enjoying it so far. So here we are at the chief engineer's house, and we're looking for the turbo pump now. We need to find that.
Alright, you better have a damn good reason for coming into my house.
Who are you?
I'm Chief Engineer Chambers, and you should address me as such in all written and oral communication. Now you better let me know what the hell you're doing at my house.
I'm looking for a missing package. Something called a turbo pump. Where is it?
You expect me to remember something I did 200 years ago? You're fresh out of luck.
No way. You're lying.
Alright, maybe I do know where the turbo pump is. But you can't get to it. It's locked up in the master bedroom and you can't go in there.
It's important, and it'll benefit you. Just trust me.
Alright, just don't change anything. It's laid out just how I want it. The turbo pump is on the table next to that stupid model dam. Since you're going up there, could you maybe give me my watch? I left it on my bedside table.
So I honestly love the voice actor for Chief Engineer. It was hilarious how he did that one particular dialogue. You should address me as such in all oral and written language, or whatever he said. But here we are in his room. I believe this is the master bedroom.
Hell yeah.
It looks like he wanted everything to be pre-war. And that's interesting. Because he's a ghoul, with most schools we see in this game, I can't say most. With some ghouls we see in this game, they're, feral. They've lived a really long time, and you just don't see many ghouls wanting or even remembering the pre-war phase of life, and he has a room dedicated to it. So that really gives us some insight into how Chief Engineer feels and or maybe thinks. But we found the turbo pump, which was the main reason we came to his place of residence.
Excuse me.
Oh, you're back. Have you got my watch?
Yep, got it right here.
Thanks for doing that for me. I suppose you'll be off now that you got what you want?
What do you think about coming to work?
Work for you? At the dam? Well, what the hell. It beats sitting around here all day and I can help you with the turbo pump. I'll head off to operations right away.
So we give him back his watch because it was the right thing to do. That's all he asked us to do in exchange for letting us get the turbo pump. And we see he is really excited, more or less, to just get out of the house and get back to working. Maybe it's something about working that reminds him of his pre-war life, and he just wants to experience that again.
Hi.
Have you managed to find the turbo pump?
Got it right here.
That's excellent. I was worried you might not be able to find it. By the way, who's your friend here?
The name's Chief Engineer. I'm Daniel Chambers. I used to run this place before the war.
It's very nice to meet you, Daniel. I'm sure you'll be a great help to us. I don't know if they've mentioned it, but my friend here is from before the war. I know they don't look it, but trust me, it is true. Now all that remains to do is install the pump. At least I hope that's all we've got to do. While you're away, I poked around in some of the old files and had a look in the reactor level. You should be able to install the pump down there. Mind you, I'm only guessing. You could always ask Daniel for help.
Alright guys, well, that's pretty much the end of this particular part of the playthrough. It's going pretty well so far, and the storyline is just getting more and more interesting. We got a new person that we've met, so that's cool. But as always, peace! When I use certain mods with other mods, the invisibility glitch acts up and I can't see my pit boy. It sucks. I don't know if it's this mod causing it, but I doubt it.